Hi guys, question. Have you ever had to use handicap parking? Well, you guys know that I really watch and try to collaborate with Tom Munro from Munro Home Inspections, and he did an inspection a while back and it really caught my eye, and I thought, wow, I haven't talked about that, and this can be a real issue. If you're living in a condo, you probably don't think about it. If you're living in a house and you have a nice big driveway, who comes to visit you, or they have a walker or a wheelchair, no big deal, okay? Well, I guess it can be a big deal. And so you need to give it some thought when you're buying a condo. So I thought, well, I better do some research because Tom's made me aware of this. And so in the Global News on April the 10th, I got to read this, of 2017, this was on the news, and it says, Vancouver disabled drivers fight for basic rights to wheelchair accessible parking in condos. Okay, wow. So, well, whose fault is that? Well, it's not really the Strata's fault. They didn't build the building, okay? But there is something that the Strata does have to do. But let's just back up here a bit. So you've got your engineers and your draftspeople that are architects that are laying out the blueprints for these buildings. And I would assume that they got to look at the must-haves and maybe we can get away with it, or heck, we'll just scrap it. We're not going to do it. There are rules in place. There are building codes in place that one must adhere to. And so that's kind of interesting. So I'm thinking, okay, so you've got now your guys are building the building, and so I'm thinking the last guy in before you and I go and buy our condo is the building inspector. He's got to put his rubber seal on it, right, at City Hall and say, all right, we're good to go. So I figure they're the ones that are dropping the ball. And we can go back and say, well, they didn't do their job, but he needs to point out that they didn't do their job. So all you building inspectors, it's fairly easy. Now I know it's, you know what, parking for handicap is different in a mall. It's different in a condo complex. It's different on a street. There's different things that come into play, but apparently for a condo, now this, Tom talked about it, and he took two pictures, one of the blueprint of what it should be, and then one of the actual picture of the handicap parking spot. So you guys can, I've got a little trailer at the end, so just have a look and see what, what he found. I also took a picture of the handicap parking spot in the condo where we live. And I've run into this because, like as some of you know, I've had knee replacements done, one done and then a revision, and getting in and out of the car was quite an issue for me because you don't bend right away, and I couldn't never swing my door open far enough to get out comfortably. So something to be aware of. And I kind of go, well, that's for older people, and it's nothing I have to deal with. Well, you know what? This was a young woman. And then there are a lot of moms. How often don't you see a young mom trying to get one of her little ones who happens to be in a wheelchair? So this could be really huge. I'm thinking this could be a deal breaker if this is something that's part of your daily life and you can't get some kind of satisfaction, or that the Strata isn't willing to collaborate with you on how they can set up something for you that it's going to work. So you guys need to look at it and ask all the right questions. Now it does say in the CHOA, or the Homeowners Association, that everybody's got their own rules in different places, but the one here in BC, the Strata Corporation have a duty to accommodate residents with a physical disability, including taking all reasonable steps up to the point of undue hardship. Now, just be prepared that you might have a fight on your hands. Just because it says so doesn't mean that you've got a Strata that's going to knock themselves out to make this happen. So be aware of this and know that you can get a handicap parking spot. The place where we lived before, in the sub penthouse, I have a video on that, there was just the guy that lived in the penthouse bought whoever was selling the units, however it went, actually sold the guy 2 handicap parking spots. They were huge, and they sold them to somebody. So you and me and nobody else can park there if you have somebody that needs them. So you need to find out what the rules are, and are they going to try to accommodate you as far as handicap parking goes. You never know when you're going to need it, you guys, and it's, yeah, how do you fight this? I don't know, but it's never an issue until you need it, right? Until you have yourself, a parent, a child, a loved one in that position, or it's just your friend coming over with your favorite bottle of wine who happens to be in a wheelchair. So do your due diligence, and yeah, you get Tom as for your inspection. He's gonna find it for you for sure. Take care, guys. Oh, Remembrance Day weekend. Thank you for all of those that served for our freedom. Take care. See you next week. Bye. And before I'm off, if you like this video, I'd really appreciate a thumbs up. If you want to stick with me and see what else is happening, I'd appreciate it if you subscribed. Just click that little button right over there. And yeah, you guys, and just remember, these are just my thoughts and my opinions. Do your own homework. Have a comment. Please leave it below. If I can't answer the question, I'll get them off to Tom. Thanks. Again, see you later. Well, this hardly counts or falls by the handicap parking rules, that's for sure.